Hi there! Today we're going to be folding this origami flower. So I'm going to start with a 20 centimeter by 20 sheet of paper, and I've already created all of my preliminary creases here. So you go ahead and do that, and let's begin by bringing this side of the paper up to that central horizontal line right there and aligning it as precisely as you can, and then giving it a nice sharp crease, and then open it back up. And I'm going to rotate my paper and repeat the same on this side and try to be as precise as I can here, because it will just make a lot of the later steps a lot easier. And I'm going to go around and do the same on all of the sides. And my final side right there, so that I end up with a kind of checkerboard with a big X in the middle. And these are our preliminary creases there. So next what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring this flap up like this, and this one too, and then close them up like this, leaving this flap sticking up like that. And you'll notice that they'll just kind of collapse along these creases that you've already created. And now I'm going to bring this flap down sideways to the side and align it with this crease right there, like that. And I'm going to repeat the same on the other sides. Just bring this one in, and then this flap that's sticking up, I'm going to fold it to the side like that. And here it gets a bit trickier, because you might need to unfold this side here to, well, make this tuck in. And speaking of checkerboards, that was checker just now, being naughty. And then bring this layer down like that, and this one too, like that. And you'll end up with something that looks like this. Now you'll notice that we have these 4 little pockets here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to open them up and collapse them, and it really helps to fold this to the other side as well, creating a crease on both sides, and it will help you collapse. So you're going to open up this pocket and collapse it, and it will just fold down along these creases that you've already created. And I'm going to do the same on the 3 remaining ones. I actually thought of making this model because I don't know who designed it, and I can't remember where I found the instructions to make this, so I thought I'd make a tutorial. But if anybody knows who designed this flower, then I'd really appreciate it if you could leave me a comment. So, like I said, I did not design this flower. And you'll end up with 4 little squares inside of a bigger square. Now, next what you're going to do is open up one of these flaps and bring it up, and there's really no reference point here, but you're going to fold it up as far as you want, keeping this point here aligned with this central line. So just give it a nice crease like that, and this determines the size and the shape of your petal basically, and you can just do this by eye and whatever looks best to you. But you're going to want to repeat the same thing on all 4 petals, keeping this distance right here equal on all 4 sides. So to do this, let's try with another one. While keeping this point aligned with this line, that you're going to try to align these 2 points here to get, well, about equal triangles here, almost equal. And you're going to repeat the same on the other 2, and I'm going to go just a little bit faster on these 2 remaining petals right there, like that. And you'll end up with the basis for your 4 petals. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to work on these flaps here. So I'm going to just fold one of these flaps back, and I'm going to align this side with this central line right there. So let's try that out. Just fold, create your crease here, a nice sharp crease like that, and then just fold this flap back. Let's try this again on the opposite side. So I'm gonna fold my flap back and the line, this line with this central line right there, and align it nice and as precisely as you can. It just makes the petals look a lot neater. And then fold it back and you have your first petal. Now I'm going to do this faster on the remaining 3 petals, and hopefully you got that. If not, then just rewind the video and take your time. But I can't really take my time because I have a 10-minute limit, I think. Right. There. And Checkers is eyeing the nice bright yellow paper. So I hope she lets me finish this tutorial before she grabs the flower and eats it. Okay, so now we have basically almost our flower, but if you notice it's a bit flat and it doesn't look very three-dimensional. So to give it that nice flower look, we're going to collapse this model, and to do that we're going to need to create our preliminary creases. So I'm going to take 2 of these flaps and I'm going to open them up like this, and I'm going to create a crease that goes along here. So to do this I'm going to align this side of the paper with this line right here, and I'm going to show you how to do that. Just align them and don't crease all the way, just crease up until this point right there. So you'll notice that it will just go up until that line. So let's try that out. And I bet you're wondering why I have a cat in the office, and that's a bit of a long story. So you have this, and I'm going to do the same on this side right here by aligning this side of the paper with that line right there. And again, only crease up until that point. So let's try that out again. And so you'll end up with a kind of a V-shaped crease right there. And open your petals back up. So now I'm going to do this faster on the 3 remaining sides. And again, you should take your time, but I'm just going to go a little bit faster and create some more V-shaped creases. These will be the lines that we will collapse along to give our flower that 3-dimensional look. Checkers is being extremely naughty there. Now I need you to get off the desk, Checkers. Okay, so now we have our preliminary folds. Okay, let's collapse this now. If you notice, when you push on this side right there, it will now just naturally collapse along that V-shaped crease that we've created. So push it all the way as far as it will go, and then pinch that corner right there. And to keep it from opening, what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a little crease at the corner there, a sharp crease, and it will hold if you notice. And I'm going to do the same here on the remaining sides. And collapse it and just give it a nice crease right there at the corner. And again, push it in like that. And the last one will be a little bit tighter and trickier, but it's fine if you just take your time. And there we have our flower. And now I'm just gonna look for those petals there, which are kind of lost, and I'm gonna put my thumb in the middle of that petal and just kind of push it back gently like that to bring it out, and smooth it out with my thumb and forefinger as I'm doing that, because it'll just give it a nice round full effect. And again, the last one like that. and just be careful not to open up those creases that we've made so that it will continue to hold. And then I'm just going to just smooth out my sharp edges here because it still doesn't really look very natural. And when I do that, it will just give it a very natural kind of petal effect. It will look fuller and just much nicer looking. And then there we have our origami flower. I hope you liked this tutorial, and happy folding!